Hey guys, this video is all about my my fifth grade son's reading list. Alright guys, welcome back. I'm Laura Wilkie with Down Home with Lemon Pie, and I am excited that you guys are joining me. This is the video for my fifth grader's reading list. He is a boy, and it is fairly heavy as far as more boy interest style books. I already did some book series or some book videos for you guys where I showed you what I have on her, and it's a bit of a challenge, so I'm excited for that. And I shared with you guys my sixth grade daughter's reading list as well. If you missed either of those, I do recommend you check them out. They are linked below. And before we get started, I encourage you to subscribe and like and comment on the videos because I love the interaction and you don't want to miss any of the upcoming videos. All right, this school year we are doing Mystery of History for our history lessons, and I love finding books that kind of fit into the same time period as the one that we're studying. So we are starting at the very beginning of creation, and I love Mystery of History because they give you there's a little link in the book, or sometimes there's a CD where you can get some other resources to go along with their program. And in this one, it had a little link in the book where I could get access to additional reading lists. And I love the way they do it. They have it for younger kids, middle kids, and older kids. They do it. And it's also done by the books for the whole school year or the books by lesson. So I absolutely love it, and I love when it does it by the lesson because I can find books that are specific to certain topics. So if you are also doing Mystery of History, you may recognize some of these books on this list because I did select a lot of the books on this list from that resource. And we are also doing Ambleside. We just do different things for a little bit of history. And so a lot of the books you may recognize from Ambleside or other curriculums that we have liked in the past. We've liked Sunlight, Heart of Dakota, My Father's World, just different ones, and usually all Charlotte Mason based. So that is what most of these books are. Okay, so this guy is not my strong reader. He's not the one that's really interested in reading a lot, and we are working on getting him more interested. So some of the books on his list are fairly simple because they may have an interest topic that I thought he would like. Some of them are a little bit more challenging, like I said. So let's just get started and you'll see what I mean. All right, I'm going to start with the books from the Mystery of History recommendations because that's what I have here first. And the first one, these are from the time period classics. A lot of these are similar if you watched the other two videos, like I said. And near the end, there will be a lot more boy heavy that are completely different. So a lot of these first ones are going to be similar because they're all the same recommendations from Mystery of History. And the first one is Tirza. It says it's a great read aloud for younger students, so I'm trying to locate it so that I can do this one as a read aloud because I think that would be the easiest way to do it. The next one is Aesop's Fables, a classic and appropriate for all ages. I really like reading the Aesop's Fables with the little ones, but then even when they get up to teenagers, I feel like there's just still so much that they gain from them, so I don't mind repeating them in future years. Let me see. A lot of these are for my oldest daughter who just loves reading. If you want to check out her list, it is linked below. It's the 8th grader list, and she just loves reading. Okay, the next one is when we talk about Noah and the Flood, The True Story of Noah's Ark. This is a book by Master Books, and I love several of their books. I don't have this one specifically, but I love their books that are like these. They're like a picture book, but almost like a chapter book too, because the information in them is more in depth. There's more of it than a picture book would have, but I love it because it's all good, true information. And I have some of the ones on dinosaurs, and so this is The True Story of Noah's Ark. Yeah, here's one I have, Life in the Great Ice Age. I think is a great one. We've gone through it before in the past, also by Master Books, and it was so good. Like, I picked up so much information from it because I was taught in the public school and I had that background. And I just learned so much about it from that one book alone. The next one is What Really Happened to the Dinosaurs. This is more of a true picture book. Again, I do think, though, that the picture books are good. These are by Master Books. And What Really Happened to the Dinosaurs, she even has it listed as for all students because I agree. It's really good with explaining the dinosaurs, and it really puts a lot of those lies that we're told, especially in public school, to rest. The next one I have is Stories from the Silk Road. It is 80 pages. I don't know. It just appealed to me when I was looking it up, so I thought I would try it. It is regarding the Sumerians. And let's see. I don't have a lot for this middle section because, like I said, she really, I said this in other videos, she references using the Bible directly. So there's not a lot of extra here for that section. Okay, the next one was Moses. That's where Tears of Falls that I already talked to you guys about. That's where it falls in the time period. The next one is Tut's Mummy, Lost and Found. This is like a step into reading book, and I think that he's going to actually really be interested in this because this is, I have this on my 6th grade daughter's book list as well. I think she'll probably be interested but kind of bored. My son, though, I think is going to be all into that. So that one, let me see. The next one is The Children's Homer, Adventures of Odysseus and the Tale of Troy. Possibly as a read aloud. I don't know. He may not even be interested in starting it, and that's okay. I'm not the kind of homeschool mom who is like, you will read every page of this book and every book on this list. No, that's why these lists are so extensive and full of so much variety, is because if they are just not interested in a specific book, I'm okay with them dropping it or shelving it and moving on to the next book, maybe trying it later or whatever. He probably will be intimidated by this, but I put it on here for him to try. But it is 256 pages, which he will probably scoff at and not be interested in simply because of that. That's okay. The next one I have is Trojan Horse, How the Greeks Won the War. This one he'll probably enjoy. So it's kind of a similar, it gives the same story, but in a simpler version, and he will be much more interested in that, I think. It is 48 pages, but I wanted him to see, have the option, so we'll see. Okay, the next one I have is by, it's part of the Magic Treehouse series, Hour of the Olympics by Mary Pope Osborne. We have not read any of these books, and I know it's starting in the middle, but I'm not too concerned because I don't think that we're going to continue in this series. I think it's just kind of, we're going to pull out this one book and go on. But Hour of the Olympics is the fictional tale of Jack and Annie in ancient Greeks during the Olympics. But I like that Magic Treehouse gives you a companion to go with it, and it is the Ancient Greece and the Olympics, a nonfiction companion. So it says, students who enjoy Hour of the Olympics may also enjoy this nonfiction follow-up book, giving more historical background to the Olympics. So we'll see. This is, I don't know. It'll be fun to see what he thinks. He may, like I said, he may be like, no. And that's okay too. With this child specifically, and you have to do this with your children, especially if you're a homeschool mom, is really customize their learning styles and the way that they learn and the books that you choose. So that is why I have completely different books for each of these kids, and some of them are the same and some of them are completely different. And that is because there's just so much going on, in their little brains, that things that they're interested, or one kid's interested in, the others may not, or one kid is ready to learn one topic and another kid may not be ready for that yet, and that's okay. So that's what I've got, kind of a broad range here. Okay, the next one is, let's see, she has this listed for younger students, and it says Jerusalem Still Shining. She does say it may be difficult to locate, so I'm not crossing my fingers on that one, but I wrote it down just in case. You never know. You're at a thrift store or whatever, and making yourself familiar with these books so that when you're out and about, if you happen to find them, pick it up. So, Okay, the next one I have is when we talk about Socrates. What's called Wise Guy, The Life and Philosophy of Socrates, maybe. The Book of Virtues, this is a humongous book. It's 832 pages, but pulling excerpts from it will probably be something I will have him read. That's what it has too. It says it was included because of the excerpts from Plato, so I will probably pick out little small stories or little poems or whatever for him to read there. Okay, the next one is Archimedes and the Door of Science. It's 160 pages by Bethlehem Books. I think that my 6th and 5th grader will really enjoy this, and I may have them do it together. We'll see. But I think that it will be fascinating to them. We'll see. Okay, I'm getting to the end of this list, and like I said, I don't have as many books for him in this list as I do on my other list, so I will get to that as well. Okay, Cleopatra by Diane Stanley. It's 48 pages. Maybe he'll be interested. Herod the Great. It's 64 pages by Robert Greene. Maybe. I don't have a whole lot of information on either of those, but I did highlight them here, so we'll see. Okay, yeah, so that sums up the ones from Mystery of History. Those are the ones from our curriculum that were recommended. Now I have a whole bunch of other ones that I thought he would just find fascinating, or I thought would be good living books or would be interesting. So let's talk about those. The first one is Grain of Rice. This is just a really good book, and what I like about this book is it's not scary or an intimidating book. It's not a huge chapter book, but it's simple and it has a good moral. So that is that one. Let's see. The next one is, okay, I have some books that I picked up from Usborne. I'm not a huge fan of Usborne, but I did like these books, and they're kind of like little tidbits of information, which is more welcoming for a struggling reader to conquer than having a bunch of chapters. There's lots of pictures and diagrams and little blurbs here and there that I thought he would like. So the ones that I happen to have are tanks, special forces, spying, and racing cars. Things I thought he would like, and so we will try to tackle those. The next one I have is Matchlock Gun. Definitely a boy favorite, I'm sure. Although I will tell you, my oldest daughter loved it as well. Okay, next I have Pedro's Journal, which I thought would just be a good boy interest book, so I put that on there. Gregor the Overlander series, I thought he might enjoy. Yeah, that one, we'll see. I think he'd like it. The next one is Stone Fox. I thought this might be a good one to do in winter too, so we'll see. I'd like him to try it again. He may scoff at these. Sometimes this is the kiddo that's like, that has too many words, too many pages, too many chapters, the font's too small. There's always something wrong with it. So I'm really just trying to find something to kind of develop that love of reading. So that's what we're looking for here. The next one is Homer Price. This kiddo actually is like the class clown of the family, okay? And sometimes too far, but Homer Price is supposed to be a great comedic book. So I thought if he will try it, I think he will really enjoy it. So put that there. Encyclopedia Brown series. We have several of these, and I thought he really might enjoy that, kind of that little mystery. By the Great Horn Spoon, I wrote down. These are just some little classics that are always recommended, I feel like, in every curriculum. So that one, Ben and Me, which I did as a read aloud years ago. He doesn't remember it, but I thought it was so adorable, about the little mouse and told from the mouse's point of view that's hanging out with Ben Franklin. It's really cute. Sword in the Tree, I thought he might enjoy. From Little House on the Prairie, Farmer Boy, obviously a good boy classic, and also has a lot of good information for like how to do things. And so I love that series for that. 17th Swap. new one to me, but I thought we'd try it, and I happened to find it at a thrift store. But basically it is this kiddo who's trying to trade different things to get something that he's trying to get to. So he's like, I'll trade this for this and this for that, and he's trading all these things, and with a good deed at the end that he's trying to earn. So it has a good moral. I thought that would be a good one. Lee Loon, I'm not familiar with this one, but I always see it recommended, and I don't know why I haven't read it yet, but it's a boy favorite, it looks like, so that's why it's there. Toothpaste Millionaire, such a cute book about a boy who makes his own toothpaste, kind of. There's several things I like about that book, because he takes an item that he sees in the store, and he's like, that costs too much, we can make it ourselves, which I do as a mom. So I thought that, he probably will relate to that. But anyway, so this kiddo and just uses his ingenuity to figure out ways to get it cheaper and cheaper so that he can sell it to his friends, and ends up making a lot of money. So I thought he would like it. Sign of the Beaver is a good, hearty boy book. I did it as a read aloud years ago with my girls. He, I know, doesn't remember it, but yeah, if he will pick up reading, I think he would really enjoy that one. Rascal, I thought, was a cute one that he might be interested in, so we will see, about a boy and his raccoon. And the last one I have on here is the Akimbo series, which we have read a couple. I did the lion one as a read aloud, but I don't know if he's going to find them too boring or slow, but I think they're really adorable. They're about a boy and his family in Africa, their adventures, and they're simple reads because they are chapter books, but they are not just a ton of words. There are pictures throughout, so it's easy and not intimidating. So that sums up his list. Like I said, it's not he has to read every single book, but if I need a book and we're at the library, and this gives me a way to have something on hand that I can say, yep, this is the one for you, and to pick up a couple options without having to wonder if they have all kinds of other things that I don't want him exposed to. And like I said, it's not, you will read this. I'm not like that. So it's just, here's some options, but I do want him to find something to read. So giving him lots of different variety. We've got some mysteries, some comedies, some nonfiction, some fiction, some historical fiction, all kinds of cool stuff. So anyway, if you have not checked out the other book series, book videos that I did, I do recommend you check those out. I linked them below, and I also did some last year for my oldest two girls, so I will link those as well below so that you can easily find them all. But anyway, that sums up this book video, guys, and I will catch you next time.